All right, been gone for a little bit with the full-length videos, but I'm back. We'll see what I can do. Finals, school, work, all that kind of stuff gets in the way, but I'll do what I can. But if you missed it, there was a big Sheep Esports like reveal day for everything that's happening in the LCS offseason yesterday. So today's Monday that I'm recording this. Yesterday on Sunday, and it revealed so much that I had no idea about, that I'm sure a lot of people didn't know. It was actually really awesome. So shout out to Sheep Esports for that. I'm gonna try to go through every team in a minute and a half, so you catch up with everything you need and you're up to date on all the news that's coming out. So, okay, ready? Start now. Oh, now, okay. All right, first team up is going to be Flyquest. So Flyquest had a lot of bad things happen just at the start of the offseason. Everybody knows what happened with Busio and Inspired. They both left for different teams. We knew that Whippo was going to be out because of all the issues he had throughout the year. So their team was just blowing up. And I was telling you a lot in the Flyquest, or in some of the content I was making, was that I thought Quad was going to be gone, because I thought Flyquest was going to be trying to build around some of the pieces that they had and trying to hold on to everything, which I think they were, but they didn't end up doing that. So they ended up keeping Quad, and of course they kept Masu, and so they're building around that as their core. And so it seems like they're bringing up Gatghost as well, according to their tweets and stuff like that. It seems like that's the move. And then according to the Sheep Esports stuff that went on yesterday, we know that Griffin is going to be signing as their jungler. Griffin played for Loud in the final split of last year. Good player, NA talent. He should be good, and they're really building a solid core of young players. They're also reportedly going to be going for an NACL support, so not anybody that we would know, and there's not confirmed. They're actually trying out a lot of people. So, well, at least a rookie support. I didn't hear specifically NACL, but rookie for sure. So that's the roster. We're looking at Gatghost, Griffin, Quad, Masu, and rookie support. Next up is Team Liquid. Team Liquid is going to be moving on from, remember they moved on from APA, and they're moving on. They got rid of Umpty halfway through the season. They brought in Yuji. It looks like they're going to be moving on from Yuji as well, which kind of makes me sad, because I wanted them to keep him and build with him, because I thought he has some potential upside. We know that they're going to be moving on from Impact from other reports. So that whole top side gone. What would they do? Well, we know earlier in the the first big move of the offseason was Quid choosing to go to Team Liquid over KCE and other teams like Flyquest and stuff like that. So big move, Quid going to be on Team Liquid. So it's Quid, Yeon, Core JJ. Along with that, according to yesterday, we have a return back to the LCS. Jungler Jose Deodo. I think he's Argentinian. I'm not sure about that, but he's going to be returning back to the LCS. He used to be in it a while ago on Flyquest, but he'll be on Team Liquid. Big move. I like him as a personality. We'll see how good he is. I haven't watched him, but overall he should be a solid addition. And the other big move that Team Liquid is making is they are going to be adding Morgan. Morgan from Breon in the LCK is going to be joining Team Liquid. He's going to be really good. We already know anybody who can play at the LCK level, especially the full level, is going to be great. So it's going to be Morgan, Jose, Quid, Yeon, Core JJ for Team Liquid. So for Lyon, I had no expectations for Lyon going into this, but we know immediately, as soon as the Inspired sweepstakes had kind of ended, that he was going to be making his way to Lyon. So that was the first big move of well, they re-signed Saint, they kept Inspired, so we're like, oh, that's a pretty solid 2 players to build around. Saint still has some growing to do, but I mean, he's talented, and so we would wonder, what would they do next? Well, big news is they're going to be bringing in Berserker. You remember Berserker, former LCS MVP? Berserker is coming back, and he's going to be playing for Lyon alongside Inspired and Saint. That's already a super strong core. But the next 2 moves, some people have been a little bit off on, but some people have pointed about the upside of these potential players. So in the top lane, they're going to be promoting, or basically holding on to Zamudu, who they wanted to have as their top laner last split. Visa issues, I believe, didn't work out, so he wasn't able to play, and so that's why Surdy came in for them. But he had a good run in the LTA South promotion tournament, and he looks good. So he should be a pretty promising prospect coming in. And for support, they're going to be bringing in Isles from Dignitas. Some people are really surprised about this. I personally was pretty surprised about this because I never thought that high of Isles, but apparently he has a lot of respect in the community, and players are definitely think highly of him. So we've got Zamudo, Inspired, Saint, Berserker, and Isles, a potentially dangerous team, maybe a front runner, definitely one of the teams more likely to make Worlds. Okay, so C9. C9 did not make very many moves throughout the offseason. We didn't think they were going to be a big player because they had all their guys till like 2027 or 2026, something like that. They have everybody under contract for a while. They did make moves in their coaching staff. Of course, they let go of, I believe they let go of Reapered, and they brought in Anero as their head coach, and I Will Dominate as their assistant coach. So those are the moves that we thought they were just going to make, and they're going to stay the same otherwise. But unfortunately, Loki dealt with some mental health issues and some homesickness, so he decided to ask to be released and let C9, or have C9 let him go back to Korea so that he can go back home and be with his family. So really unfortunate with him, but it made a spot open for C9's mid laner, and with that they've decided to pick up APA, TL's former mid laner, always playing Ahea. Big signing from them. I'm actually super duper excited about this. This is a team with 3 NA players, by the way, and it's probably one of the better majority North American talent teams we've had since like NRG. I'm personally super excited about this. I think some people have talked about it being a pretty big downgrade because they thought Loki was a lot better than APA, and I would say I think Loki is a stronger individual player than APA, but I really think what APA brings as a personality, also as just like kind of like a gel piece. He's not like a carry so much. He's like really good. I feel like he emulates the styles of mid laners that have succeeded with Blabber in the past. So I feel like it's going to be pretty good for them. So we've got Thanatos, Blabber, APA, Sven, Vulcan, C9 running it back. I'm pretty excited for them. They will also 100% be contending for Worlds and probably trying to win a title throughout the year. Shopify Rebellion might have won the off season, even with all the other moves being made by teams like Lyon and TL and C9. So the big news that we know, well, the not big news is that we know they're keeping everybody except mid lane. The only player they got rid of was Palafox. We knew that earlier, towards the end of their run, that they would be getting rid of Palafox and moving on and trying to find a different spot. We knew that they wanted Quid early in the offseason. Shopify has some money to spend, so it was a realistic opportunity there, but it didn't end up working out for them. And so I was wondering, I knew they would import somewhere, or they would import from somewhere, but I didn't know where and I didn't know who. But according to this stream that Sheep Esports did yesterday, big move is Shopify Rebellion is going to be picking up Zinni from KT Challengers. He's supposed to be an insane prospect, and when I say insane, I'm talking about like teams across the entire world, LPL, LEC, LCS, LCK wanted him. Like he could have gone wherever he wanted this offseason, because he didn't have like a contract buyout this offseason. He did last offseason, which is why he wasn't already in the league. But this offseason, he could go wherever he wanted, and he chose Shopify, which is massive for them. And so with that, we know that the issue last year was a lot of like some of the laning, specifically from Palafox, was really bad, and it kind of hindered them. So with this move, they're really looking to contend, and I think this team is going to be pushing for a title, for a world spot, stuff like that. So it's really exciting to see. So they've got Fudge, Contracts, Zinni, Bvoy, and Seos for Shopify. Sentinels are making their entrance into the LCS in 2026, and the big first moves they're actually following in their predecessors' footsteps. They're following in the Thieves' footsteps specifically, because Sentinels has stolen the entire bottom half of Disguise roster. I'm a Disguise fan, so this sucks. I was so positive on players like Darkwings, on Rahel. They both look super good. I thought Huhi was just doing a great job in leading that team. But all those 3 players have been picked up by Sentinels along with Coach Golden Glue. And according to other reports, we don't know who's in the top, like in jungle for sure. I think Dokla's in the mix. I think Impact's in the mix. For jungle, I'm sure, depending on who doesn't get signed other places, that's who's going to be in the mix. I personally hope somebody like Yuji or somebody like a Shiden finds their way. Maybe Spica. That would just be my dream. But So yeah, so Sentinels following in the footsteps of the 100 Thieves, stealing DSG's whole bottom half of their roster. I actually think this could be really good for them. I think that was a solid bottom half. I really liked what I saw from Darkwings. I really liked what I saw from Rahel and Huhi, and I think they took a really solid piece. I think that they could have taken Castle too, because I thought he was good, but who knows? I think he's going to be staying with DSG. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, so we don't know who they're getting in top and jungle, but Sentinels already looking to make some big splashes in the LCS for 2026, and they've started off in the footsteps of their predecessor. So right now we don't know top, we don't know jungle, but we know it's going to be Darkwings, we know it's going to be Rahel, and we know it's going to be Huhi. So they have another import slot open, so we'll see if they do anything with that or if they decide to go 2 more NA players. All right, I'm going to pair these last 2 together because we have almost no news about DSG and Dignitas. We know that there's some coaching staff changes with some, not some coaching staff changes, but some higher up changes with Dignitas. We knew that DSG would be re-signing Ido, I don't know exactly how you say it. And we also know that DSG is going to be bringing back Castle, which is really fortunate because it seems like Sentinels was ready to steal their whole roster. But outside of that, we do not know a single player for sure who's going to be on any of those teams, which is really surprising because there's still players like, I mean, of course, in the jungle, there's still players like a Yuji who are probably going to find somewhere, Shiden, who I thought was really good last year. I mean, Palafox is still around. You got NACL players like Toasty or Insanity who could be promoted. You could always import a mid laner. And for bot lane, FBI has not been signed. Tomo, who was on Dignitas last year, has not been for sure re-signed. So there's a lot that these teams can do. I think there's actually a fringe top, like a fringe competitive roster that you could 100% build. Whoever gets FBI and Ayla and probably Shaden or Yuji, I think will be competing to be in the top, like within the top 6. I don't think they'll be competing for any world spots or anything like that, but I think that they could build themselves a solid roster out of the remaining players. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they can afford them. But yeah, Dignitas and DSG are both in really bad spots because of some of the things that went on and the way that the offseason unfolded. All right, so that's a full recap of everything that we know according to the Sheep Esports live stream that we saw recently. If you want to stay up to date, make sure to like, subscribe, follow. I post shorts, I post full-length video content like this because I want to keep everybody up to date and get excited about LCS in 2026. Some larger thoughts. At first, when we lost Busio, I was really it made me really sad because I was like, oh, I don't know how can we be losing players like this? But after this weekend, I'm actually pretty excited about the potential of the LCS because if you look at TL, Shopify, Flyquest, if you look at TL, Shopify, C9, and Lyon, those are 4 teams I genuinely think could be competing for the 3 world slots, which is really good because when the teams are pushing each other and they're actually competitive, unlike last year where Flyquest was just dominant the whole year, you're going to get teams that improve, you're going to get teams that have to rise to the occasion, and that's going to be beneficial for the league overall. And so I think it's going to be great. I'm actually really excited to see. Even I'm nervous for Disguised as a Disguised fan. I hope they can build that roster that I was talking about because then I think they can be competitive and stay in the league from whatever promotion relegation happens. But as for Flyquest and Sentinels, it seems like they're trying to put together some good potential future teams. We'll see what they go with. There's still big players on the board, like Dokla hasn't been signed anywhere. That's a big guy that who knows what could be done with him. And so overall, pretty exciting stuff going into next year. I think the league is going to be very competitive. I'm excited to see who comes out on top. I'm personally, I feel like the sleeper team is already C9, but I want to come out with a tier list rankings once all the rosters are set in stone so that we can really get into the weeds and start predicting for this next whole year that's going to be coming up. So yeah, so pretty exciting stuff. Leave any questions, comments. What do you think? Who do you think is the favorite to win next year based on these announcements? Do you think anything can be saved for Dignitas Disguised? Do you like Sentinel's approach of stealing almost all of Disguised roster? What do you think about this offseason? Let me know down below. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe. I appreciate all of that. And yeah, comment down below any thoughts you have. I'll try to respond to as many as I can. But yeah, thank you and God bless.